Despite my acts of public indecency earlier this year, the city of New York has granted me one more opportunity to come to you live. I can just picture it now. A gorgeous venue, decorated in white linens and, okay, this is like a little bit too fancy, I think. Table service with the finest waiters. Cocktails with the most delectable ingredients. My buddy Paul from college playing guitar when you walk in. That is just a sprinkle of what you will witness when I subject 5 of my favorite YouTubers to a live variety game show of my creation. Dress to the nines, ignore your obligations, and come to the YouTube Happy Hour, September 25th at City Winery in New York City. Tickets are on sale now. Hope to see you there.
Some of you may not know this, but I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is home to one of the biggest bar scenes in the country. And Hurricane Katrina. Guys, it's okay. Don't be sad that my childhood home got slam dunked by 4 feet of Mississippi River water. Be happy that I flicked up in front of the mold damage, no safety gear, fit, dumb. Besides, I'm here today to talk about a different type of moldy hole in the wall. College bars. New Orleans is also home to Tulane University, which is consistently ranked as one of the top party schools in the country. So it should be no surprise when I tell you that the establishments in the surrounding area are some of the worst places you will ever spend your time in. Thankfully, one of these establishments is so terrible that all of its shenanigans have been documented and aired on national television, which means not only do I never have to go again, you never have to go ever. Folks, it's one thing for your crazy local drama to reach mainstream media. It's another to watch it happen on your favorite TV show.
Uptown New Orleans, located just 6 miles from world-famous Bourbon Street, and home to 2 universities, Tulane and Loyola. 22% of the area's population are college students, and 6,800 of them are 21 and over. And these students are in constant search of a place to hang out. In the heart of it all lies TJ Quills.
In the heart of it all, that might be the nicest thing anyone has ever said about this place. TJ Quills is one of those bars that you tell people you're going to as a joke, okay? And it never lands because people get assaulted there. At the time of this episode, it was owned by this guy, Darian, who, along with a bunch of his buddies, was essentially running the place like a frat house simulator in which they were the brothers and everyone else was in high school.
TJ Quills got a negative reputation for serving high school kids.
Everybody thought of it as the first bar that you went to when you were in high school. I did the same thing. I came in here when I was younger.
Yeah! Boys, where are we going? See, this is why I love Bar Rescue, man. Where else are you gonna find a group of people this passionate about serving alcohol to minors? But it does make me wonder, how is John going to rescue a bar that just openly admitted to being a crime-based organization? And more importantly, should he? To find out, he's parked his recon vessel directly across the street, accompanied by his head mixologist, Elaine Duke. However, they have decided to open all of the windows and turn on all of the lights, effectively making it look like they're waiting to pick up their child. There's a moment here where John whips out his iPad to show Elaine this homoerotic sizzle reel he put together of the bar staff, which I think is very vulnerable of him. However, Elaine calls it
sad and pathetic.
And I just think that's a bit much. Way to let us know where you stand, girl. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Who the fuck are we sending into this place? No offense, John, but your days are catching up to you, okay? What do you just have a bunch of college girls on speed dial for situations like this?
You know what else is interesting? This place has a terrible reputation of serving minors. So we have to draw a good college student to this place, and we have to draw women. So I got 6 sorority sisters.
Oh, yeah, sure. You know what? I'm willing to accept it, okay? I am. But I have to know how you did it. You think he was just wandering around campus, tugging on the sleeves of random women? Excuse me, ladies. Are you sisters for life? Unless you are in a sitcom, you cannot, at this age, just casually mention the acquisition of 6 sorority girls for your personal Black Ops mission.
But I gave one of them a fake ID.
That is also something you cannot do. Are we serious? Legality aside, did not a single person on production question how this was gonna look? A fake ID? Crafted by the Bar Rescue team? Assuming they did get some kind of legal permission to produce this, these are not sorority sisters. These are cops.
Surveillance cameras have been placed around the bar to capture the sorority girls' recon as John and Elaine observe from the car.
How you doing?
Okay, so there's our girl.
Thank you.
Let's go!
There it goes, the fake ID just went in.
Question, what's the actual plan? Like now that they're inside, what are they supposed to do? I mean, he's only utilized one of 6 sorority girls, so there's gotta be a larger plot here, right?
Will you take a shot with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
I told these girls to behave badly tonight so I could see how the bartenders handle it.
Hey, what? What? Once again, how did that conversation go? I have to know. Did you phrase it exactly like that? I want you girls to be... I can't, there's no way. Well, if taking shots with the bartender is for bad girls, then consider these ones actual fucking serial killers, because they do 4 in under 20 minutes and then leave. John ends up getting particularly pissed off with this one bartender named Spellman, who is definitely a piece of shit, but it seems like John is just mad that he has big muscles.
Oh, that Spillman comes in with a sleeveless shirt. What a jerk that guy is.
I'm not really sure what else there is to fix here, though, you know? Obviously, they're not going to be taught how to make better drinks for minors. In fact, there hasn't been a single complaint about the bar itself. John and Elaine just think these guys suck, and they're right, because they like to hang out with high schoolers.
After being raided by the police and heavily fined, TJ Quills faces the threat of closing if busted one more time.
Let's face it, John cannot provide legitimate help to a business that is financially dependent on breaking the law. What he can do, however, is make an example out of a bunch of criminals on TV. There is no individual activity that causes John to enter the bar. He just kind of does it, which is always concerning. Somehow he's already sweating by the time he's sitting down for a conversation with Darian. Enlightening conversation, by the way. We learn that Darian has owned the place for 6 months, is already $400,000 in debt, and is currently covering monthly losses using a $20,000 loan from his mother's retirement fund. And what did you do today?
Shut your fucking mouth!
Then he ends up calling over that bartender, Matt, the one that's been taking shots all night, just to shake things up emotionally.
Next time you ever drink in this place, I'm gonna fire you.
But the ultimate rage bait is when he whips out the fake ID. That one action simultaneously brings the entire staff to John's table.
You guys took it!
My guys don't let any through.
Really?
You know that.
This came through the front door of your bar.
Man, guys, my guys,
Hold on.
you're gonna sit here and throw us under the bus.
Yeah, so that's night 1. John is able to calm the staff down for a chat before he leaves, but they're all pretty smashed, so he's kind of just talking to the void. Elaine didn't even leave the car. She probably just got to play with the iPad the whole time. Lucky. VPN. It's got to be one of the biggest buzzwords on the internet at this point. But what is it? Well, perhaps I can enlighten you by introducing you to Expressvpn, the sponsor for today's video. Sorry, I was a little excited. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it acts as a tunnel between your device and the internet so that you can browse the internet safely and securely. Here's an example. Did you know that your internet service provider can see and log everything that you do online? Not with Expressvpn. Expressvpn encrypts and reroutes 100% of your network traffic through secure servers. So, you know, when I'm looking up mustache growing tips, maybe I don't want people to see that, okay? Maybe I just want to keep that to myself. I'm not embarrassed. Possibly my favorite feature of Expressvpn, which I've been using for years, is the unblocking feature. Expressvpn lets you change your online location. By changing your IP address to any of 105 countries, you can watch thousands of new shows on Netflix, for example. Just to let you know how much lore there is with Expressvpn, like, I've been using it since high school. I used to watch a lot more anime, and there was a lot of anime available on other Netflixes in other countries. I still think that's the case. Find out how you can get up to 4 months free by going to expressvpn.com/Andy King. Or go ahead and scan the QR code on screen. Day 2 begs the question, huh?
Here's the reality. This guy borrowed almost $350,000 to open this place, and we have enough money to make it 3 more months. Every moment you act infantile, you f*** him, and you f*** him big, and you f*** him deep, and you guys have f***ed him so much.
Huh? Darian's inability to speak up clearly has these guys operating under the impression that this style of business is working. They are quite literally intoxicated with confidence. Like, I know I was ragging on John for it before, but this Spellman guy is definitely the worst. He's such a fucking cock.
I know all these guys for a long time. We've all been working together. They know how I am. I know how they are. Nobody wants to go to a bar where the bartender's walking around with his hands in his pockets. They want to see the staff over there having a good time. And it's one of those things where I'll keep doing it. I have no problem with it. My first impression of a female bartender is they're not good. I've been bartending for a long time, but if she shows me something new, then I'll be shocked.
It's clear that outside authority pisses these guys off more. So until Darian is able to sack up and talk some sense into his friends, everything they're about to do here is filler. I don't care about Chef Brian Duffy. Eviscerate him. Oh, that's right. Night 1 went so horribly that we didn't even get a chance to think about food. But that's okay, because it doesn't exist. Because this is their kitchen. Or at least it was.
So, Chef, let's show him this piece of equipment back here, and then you can tell him what's going on. You guys ready to see it?
That's it, yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3. That's it, guys.
Oh, wow.
Tell him about it, Chef.
Now, you don't need Chef to tell you about it. I recognize that machine anywhere. That's a Subway oven. Now, obviously, John sees the kitchen as a moneymaker, and this oven is a reasonable way to make that happen with a group of guys who have no idea how to cook. However, he also sees it as an opportunity to isolate his least favorite employees from the rest of the bar so he doesn't have to deal with them. That means while Spellman and Matt train at Subway headquarters with Brian, the rest of the team get to enjoy a riveting cocktail lesson with Elaine.
So, what's in a daiquiri?
Alcohol.
Elaine has selected this bartender Lyle to be her unlucky victim for the episode because he doesn't smile while he works, and she doesn't like that.
Rum, simple syrup, lime juice, go. And Lyle, you're supposed to be smiling at me. When you are making drinks, you're always smiling at me.
It's a common hyperfixation on this show that will undoubtedly be used to harass him during the stress test. And also, Lyle rhymes with smile, so I'm expecting a rough night for him. Ding, ding, ding. What's that, folks? A new menu item. What is it? It's air-fried shrimp and nothing else. This place is gonna smell awesome.
The purpose of tonight's stress test is to see if they keep their IDs clean at the front door, stay sober, move food, and let's see if they can keep women in here.
During recon, TJ Quills' security guy Nate let a fake ID through the door. So tonight, John is sending in another fake ID.
Oh my God, another fake ID. You're joking. Hold on, I just gotta see how this goes real quick.
Are we done? All right. Raise your right hand.
Mike, have a good night. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Perhaps I was wrong to criticize John's comparison of Bar Rescue to Shakespeare, because this stress test can only be described as a tragic masterpiece. And it all starts with the manager, Russell. Previously, we've seen him play the role of nipple cover guy in the dark. Tonight, however, he's going to be our Judas. The rules of the game are simple. Fire people.
Within 5 minutes, they took a fake ID. That's why this bar has the reputation it does. These guys don't know what the hell they're doing. Russell, what's the most important thing we're doing tonight?
Working the door?
ID checks, right? Last night he did it. Tonight he did it.
Right.
He didn't do the light. He didn't check it in. Now it's time to be a manager. Go fire him.
One down, baby. Hated those gauges anyway. Check out the look on Russell's face as he's asked to actually perform his job. He's panicking because he's still wearing the nipple covers. If you can learn to ignore the fact that Spellman exists, the kitchen performs pretty well. But I'm a very slow learner. I didn't really know what to do with the rest of that line. Maybe that was the punchline. After an exhausting 15 minutes of doing everything wrong, Spellman, much like a trained dog, decides to stop what he's doing, take his shirt off, and start drinking. I hate to admit this, but it's an insanely epic use of free will. It really is. Once again, very dog-like. Speaking of, have you guys ever heard of Old Yeller?
No, I swear to God.
When I see an employee leave his workstation and then get drunk, they're done. And now it's time for Russell to walk up to him and fire that drunk.
Holy shit, there's another. Spellman doesn't take it so well, and it's tough, you know? You hate to empathize with guys like this. You really do. But at the end of the day, everything aside, this is a tough situation to be put in as friends. No one likes to have to do this kind of thing. Want to know who had a tougher night than all these guys combined? Lyle. He spends the entire night at the bar with Elaine, who along with the patrons taunt and harass him to his breaking point.
Smile, Lyle.
I know.
How we doing? Smile, Lyle.
Smile, Lyle.
I am.
Smile, Lyle.
I know.
I'm sorry, I know this is a stress test, but this just feels like crossing the line. Yes, he should be pleasant to customers, but he's not gonna be able to do that during the Ice Bucket Challenge. Did he clap back a couple times at some drunk college guys? Sure. But he still managed to do his job efficiently, which after all, is the point of this exercise.
You can't work here if you hate these customers. You can't work here with this attitude.
I promise you, I can show you that I'll change.
You proved to me tonight that you couldn't. It's non-negotiable. You've lost your job.
What? Guys, like, please go watch the episode back if you don't believe me. His behavior was not that bad. I just don't get it. I agree that he should not be working at a college bar if he hates college kids, but this doesn't seem like the right way for him to go. Regardless, our evening of tragedy has claimed 3 souls. All consumed by John. He's fucking cheesed.
You're thinking like a businessman. It hurts, doesn't it?
It does.
Guys, when we have a new name, a new concept, new energy, new reputation, what happens?
Because now he gets to sit down with Darian and his mother, who, if you'll recall, is currently having her soul consumed by her own son in the form of retirement money. I wouldn't necessarily call this conversation productive. It feels more like John reminding Darian that he should still feel ashamed of himself even though his bar is about to get a makeover, but hey, he's right. The rest of that day is taken up by training, where Brian shows the team new settings on the oven, and Elaine unveils her new female-friendly cocktail program.
Elaine gets to work on the female-friendly drinks.
Now, if you notice, they're all titles of great literature that you would have read in college, but they're all very female-friendly. It's 1.25 ounces of Smirnoff Kiss Caramel, and then it's 1/2 ounce of Bailey's Irish Cream. You're gonna pour that in a shaker and serve it over ice. And then the key, also dolloping with whipped cream.
Oh, well, you know me and my girls are stepping out if you put the cum drink on the menu. One of these, and I am calling an Uber. This is probably a great drink for people who enjoy the feeling of being hit by a semi-truck. Yes, whether they like it or not, though, they are in opening position. But here's the thing. I could yap on and on about how stupid and counterintuitive I think the redesign is, as I typically do. Or I could use my brain. As I mentioned at the beginning, I am from New Orleans, and I am very, very familiar with this neighborhood. In fact, one of my best friends used to live right around the corner from TJ Quills. When the fuck did this happen? No one I've spoken to has any recollection of it. We have always known this place to be TJ Quills, which, by the way, is still open as TJ Quills. So here's the other thing. At the beginning of this video, I made you a promise that by the end, neither of us would ever have a reason to go to TJ Quills ever again. And I lied. Yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I was at TJ Quills. I filmed the whole thing too. How could I not do this? Okay, I was visiting home. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, there you go. There's the excuse. Why not, I thought. Why not put my money where my mouth is and actually go to one of these bars? Particularly one of the bars that I went to in high school. Remember how I said that TJ Quills is that one bar in town that everyone makes jokes about? Like, hey, let's go to TJ Quills. It's kind of like a Boy Who Cried Wolf situation. It is never said unironically. If you're trying to rally a group of people to this establishment in this day and age, you have to have a very clear reason, okay? Okay? Look at me, look how happy I was before I went to TJ Quills. Look at that, I'm smiling. I am not aware of the current ID checking situation at TJ Quills. Okay, I was not there to investigate that, obviously. The episode we just took a look at was released in 2013, so if this place has been open for the past 12 years, clearly they're doing something right. That being said, my team of locals, they say it still sucks. So, let's see how that went.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck everybody is. I know, I thought people were...
Come on, guys.
Sorry. I had already had a couple drinks at this point. My bad. That girl that was sitting there was actually one of the bartenders. I don't know why she was just like sitting there vulturing. I don't know why it was so anxiety inducing. You know, the whole ID checking process. I'm 25 years old. Perhaps it had to do with the very obvious pair of Meta Ray-Ban glasses that I had on my face. There's literally like a light on it. Look at this. They blink when you do pretty much anything. This is what it looks like when you're recording a video at all times. You know, it's not very subtle. But who needs subtlety when you and your group of friends are the only people in the bar? That's right, folks. We had the bar to ourselves for an entire hour. But let's move on from the fact that the bar was empty at 10 p.m. on a Friday night. That's not important.
We're lighting this place up tonight. Now I have to get an actual cocktail. What should I get?
The Sex on the Beach is good if you like sweet drinks.
I don't.
Like my favorite cocktail here is probably like an AMF because it's like really a lot of alcohol. But I'm also in college, so yeah. It's a Long Island basically. It's like vodka, gin, rum, tequila, and then sour mix, Sprite, and blue curacao.
That is heinous.
It gives you really bad hangover.
Obviously, I was trying that shit. Obviously! I had an entire day of drinking the next day ahead of me anyway, so, you know, why not? Oh, by the way, AMF stands for adios, motherfucker. Kind of cringe, I think.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna make them try it too. Thank you.
I ended up doing a stroll of the establishment, very casually. The bathrooms were pretty cool though. They were cool, like little concept areas. I actually thought it was fun. My sister-in-law Katie also took some bathroom footage, but then she walked up to the bar and put the glasses on top of her head and just started having a pleasant conversation with one of the bartenders. So there's like 3 minutes of that footage. Oh, speaking of the bartenders, we did do a shot with one of them.
Let's go!
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a good time overall, though. Obviously, we were under very specific circumstances. We got to pool around. We got to dance around. I did some. What is this? This looks like footage of me walking around. I'm just observing the place. Not really sure why I decided to do that. Oh, also the kitchen's closed. They got rid of that shit pretty quickly. I didn't get footage of it, but I got a glimpse back there really quickly when someone opened the door, and they still have the Subway oven. They still have it. What can I say? The place is kind of fun now. I don't mind the decor. I don't mind the vibe. Maybe I would go back. The highlight of the night surprisingly came when we left. Normally I would say that as a joke, but this was really funny. Me and my brother Avery were chatting with the bouncers outside, and you know, we were having good conversation. He ended up not only revealing to us that he was 19 years old, he also proceeded to take his phone out and show us his ID.
No, because I look very young for my age. Oh, that's your ID?
Yes.
Damn, you're really providing.
It was the most ironic thing I have ever seen a bouncer do, and it was the perfect way to end the night at TJ Quills, which seems to be doing well. So fuck you, John. What if I was just so mad and angry that I didn't want to do an outro? What if I was just so mad? If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and get back to me later. I've decided that I'm still mad. Obviously, I'm mad, and that's all that I have for you this time, angrily. But until next time.
Hey, where's your ticket?
It's right here.
Don't fall down, yo-yo.